Welcome to another edition of Friday at 420. It is great to have you along for the next 40 minutes. We're going to try to make you laugh, have a little bit of fun as we head into the weekend. I'm Mike Neighbors, the ambassador of funny, and this is Funny 820. Joining us in the studio, our panel of comedians. We have with us Mr. Patrick Capolino.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Patrick.
Yeah.
We lost Manolis already. Manolis Santano!
I was at a moment of clarity. I'm like, is buongiorno a real word? Because I don't believe it anymore. I don't know why.
Isn't he like the snowman from Quebec, Quebec's Winter Carnival?
Yeah, exactly.
Buongiorno, yes.
Right?
Bonhomme.
Bonhomme.
Oh, yeah, Bonhomme de Neige.
Bonhomme de Neige. Very good. And that voice you hear is our special guest comic this week, Sophie Buddle. Welcome, Sophie.
Thank you.
It's great to have you. And you are originally from Ottawa, the nation's capital?
Yes, but I don't identify as being from Ottawa. I tell people I'm from Vancouver.
Because you're in Vancouver now.
Yeah, I live in Vancouver now.
At what point did you decide you weren't from Ottawa anymore?
Well, I was still living in Ottawa, surprisingly.
Made it really...
People are like asking me for directions, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm from Vancouver, so I don't know.
You always just felt in your heart you were a BC gal?
Just anywhere but Ottawa, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And what's wrong with Ottawa?
I just don't like it there.
Pretty straightforward answer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How old were you when you left?
18.
Okay. So you
On my 18th birthday, I left.
Oh, really? You were like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You still go back?
Yeah. I was back last week for my birthday to see my mom.
Okay. And is it better when you go back now, or is it still?
Yeah, it's better to visit.
Yeah. Ottawa's better to visit. I think they should put that on a poster.
They do. That's the slogan
That's
for
the
Ottawa.
slogan, is it?
Yeah.
Ottawa, it's better to visit.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it is great to have you with us. You've been doing some touring as a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
How long have you been in stand-up comedy?
8 years.
8 years, and it's going well?
Yeah, it's going pretty good.
Excellent. And you just played in Hamilton recently?
Yeah, doing really well.
Had a couple,
Career's thriving.
had a couple of good nights there?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, good crowd?
No, but it was fun.
Oh, yeah. We didn't send our best?
No, it was good.
Okay.
I like a challenge.
Okay, good. Well, we challenge you. That's it. All the comics, it's like, because I tried stand-up comedy a couple times, and it felt to me a little bit looking out at the audience like they were staring at me going, okay, make me laugh, funny boy.
Well, that's what they're paying for, yeah.
I know, but it's like, well, you should, they don't just assume you're going to be funny.
I know, they make you work for it.
They do.
It's not fair.
Well, that was the thing about the crowds this weekend is like they were good, but no matter how many jokes they liked in a row, they didn't trust that your next one was going to be good as well.
Yeah,
so you had to kind of start from
just
scratch each time. They had a lot of trust issues, I feel.
That was a lot of Manolis' ex-girlfriends were in the crowd.
Yeah.
So that might have been the problem.
That's funny.
Yeah, trust issues.
Yeah.
All right, you know how the game is played, but for those listening who do not, this is Friday at 420, where we have a wheel of random topics. We spin the wheel. I have 12 official Bell Media envelopes. That's what makes them official. They have 12 random topics. The comics do not know the topics ahead of time. And Sophie Buddle, being our very special guest in the studio here, you get to spin the wheel first, so give it a go.
Number one.
Wow. She did not spin it far. She knew she wanted number one.
I don't have time for a long spin.
That's right. Yes, we're in a rush here. Okay, Sophie, I don't know how big you are on movies.
I thought you were just going to say, I don't know how big you are. I was like,
well, I'd be happy to take a
please
guess.
don't share with the listeners.
What is the worst movie that you love to watch?
Ooh, I have an answer right away for that one.
That's perfect.
I don't know if you guys have seen the Minions movie.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, you have.
Why is it the worst? I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a great film. I mean, it's like all the Pixar movies are kind of amazing.
Fun, yeah.
But Minions is like they don't speak English, so it's like fully just kind of for kids. But I really enjoyed the storyline. I like the characters. I think it has a lot of heart.
Right. It's not really the worst movie that you love to watch, though. Okay. That was the one I was looking for. So, like, a horrible movie that you can't help but watch.
But what does horrible even mean?
Oh, Sophie's going to get particular with us, boys.
Like lame, bad production value,
Cheesy.
Bad acting.
B movie, maybe?
I don't know. I liked The Room, but that has like a cult following.
Yeah.
But that's a bad movie.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
So bad.
Did
it
you
was
see?
good?
Yeah.
Did you see the James Franco,
Yeah.
Yes.
the new one? It's so Disaster Artist.
Yeah, it's good.
The
Yeah.
guy
That's a
that-
great follow up, right?
Yeah, it's a great follow
Have
up.
you seen The Room? Any of it?
I've heard many stories about how but you got to watch The Room first before you go watch the
Yeah.
Disaster Artist,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something really special about that guy because I don't think he really is like.
I feel like
something's
you
not-
would know him, Manolis. Like in
Yeah,
your
you know
personal
him
life.
personally, yeah.
Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, I feel like I could get along with him.
Oh yeah, I feel like you guys have lived together.
I think Manolis' stage name is the Disaster Artist.
I could live that guy's life, but they
You could live that guy's life.
it doesn't. They never clear on where his money. He's like, got all this money for all this stuff to make the movie, but
Well,
no-
yeah, and he's like this old Eastern European man, and what is he? He says he's from Louisiana.
yeah.
It's so weird. It's just the weirdest shit ever.
So the Room
Room.
that was the original movie.
Yeah,
Right.
made by Tommy Wiseau.
And then the Disaster Artist is the story of the making of The Room.
Yeah.
Yes.
With James Franco.
And Franco does a great job.
Yeah, he nails it.
Worst
Yeah,
mo-
well, he's a weird guy too, so I'm glad that he was in charge of it.
he is a bit of a weird dude.
Yeah, he made a poetry book. James Franco did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And is it good?
I haven't read. I don't read poetry.
But we're just assuming it's not.
I mean, it's probably good. I like James Franco.
Okay, as long as you like James Franco. Speaking of writing poetry books, I know Manolis, you've written some poetry.
I've
in your time.
dabbled.
You've written some
You've dabbled.
poetry?
I have
know
actually.
you have. Yeah, I know you have. Manolis, worst
Yes.
movie you love to watch?
Worst movie that I love to watch. It's not a bad movie. I really do enjoy watching Footloose.
That's the answer we were looking for, Sophie.
Why
Footloose.
is that bad though?
Oh.
Because I don't. It's not a bad. I think it's probably more of a good movie than a bad movie. But I do enjoy watching it.
I think it was the best movie of its time.
We're talking about the original.
Yeah, the original Footloose.
Where
Yeah,
Kevin
it's
Bacon,
cheesy, but it's good.
Where Kevin Bacon
know-
does that car dance where he's like,
Yeah.
angry
Rage
dancing.
dancing, yes.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Oh.
You know what the best part of that movie too is that it's based on a true story.
Yes.
Do you know, for real?
Yes,
Like
yeah.
there was a town that banned dancing because these kids got killed in a car accident coming back from some sort of dance. So the town decided to just ban dances.
So lame.
It is.
Yeah, and then
That would make me angry dance too.
yeah. And
Like Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon came along. It's like I can't deal with this.
But I think that that's a really healthy way to express rage is like find a warehouse
Oh, yeah.
and dance around with your fists.
yeah, with Jack Daniels and cigarettes.
Yeah.
Oh, by
like
the
just
way,
like
I'm
a
in high
really
school.
healthy way
Yeah.
to express anger.
Really shouldn't have cigarettes anymore, though. Just Jack Daniels.
Yes.
Patrick Capolino, worst movie you love to watch?
I've made a movie that I think is
Oh my God.
that I think is the
It's
worst
amazing.
movie other people have seen.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube.
Can you really?
It's
What
a
is it?
full hour long. It's called War of Our World. It was like the original idea was supposed to be a spoof of War of the Worlds.
Right.
And I made it when I was 15 or 16 years old. It's a full hour long. There's special effects that I did all by myself.
Wow.
There was no script, and it took us 4 months to film it. And because it took 4 months, there's like the seasons are all broken up, and we shot it kind of out of order because we had like a vague idea of where we wanted it to go. So some scenes, it's literally like one angle we're running, and it's like fall. Like it's still kind of sunny out. There's green grass, and then the next angle of us running, there's just snow everywhere. And we're wearing winter jackets.
Oh,
Like
that's-
it's so bad,
that
but
sounds
it's like he
delicious.
loves it.
seems
Manolis
like a
loves it.
montage,
I
though.
love-
That feels like a montage that like shows you guys have been running and training for like a long time.
We did try to incorporate it that the aliens were
Messing with
controlling
the
the
seasons?
weather.
Yeah.
And we incorporated it in the movie, and it's a full hour long. It's
I'm the one that I was like, you gotta put this on YouTube.
yeah. And then because
Yeah.
it really we just made it for fun in school in
and
high
then the
school.
internet took it.
And
Yeah,
then the internet took
Yeah.
it.
So how would I find it on YouTube?
You just type in War of Our World. Maybe put my name, Patrick Coppolino, if that'll specify.
Dude,
all right, I'm
it's
watching
an
it.
hour
You have to
long.
watch it.
You know what? I'll give up an hour.
It's an hour of crap.
Give up an hour.
Yeah.
It's
But
so
good
bad.
crap.
It's great. I love it.
Worst
Acting is
movie
terrible.
you love to watch, War of Our Worlds. Check it out on YouTube. That might be the great find of this afternoon show. Manolis, go ahead and spin that wheel, my friend.
All
It's your
right.
turn to pick a topic.
12.
Number 12. Let's get number 12 out of here.
What's up?
Best friend who you cut out of your life and why? Doesn't have to be an absolute best friend, but somebody who was a friend of yours, an acquaintance who you have cut out of your life and why? Is there anybody you've cut? There's so many.
You got to check your list, Manolis.
I've had a few, dude.
Is there one that comes to mind right away?
There's I did have a friend. I did have a friend that I had to grow up with, and
Okay, not many people start this story that way, but go ahead. That's good. We're following along.
his job was just to live there, to make the house look normal,
Right.
Because it was a grow up. And my job, I took care of the plants, but he wouldn't live there, so it was starting to look sketchy. And by the time it finally came to the point where I was like, I had like literally a nervous breakdown. I'm like, dude, I got a bad feeling, and then he started staying there. And that night, he saw undercover cops like circling the house,
Right.
And then I took down I threw away like 200 plants.
Yeah.
So we're not friends anymore.
And then that guy's gone.
Yeah, because it was like he started doing the right thing after. It's like if you would have done it from the beginning, neighbors would have caught on, and then there would have been no cops. And because of you, now we lost so much money, dude.
Oh,
Man, you know how hard it is to throw because I think I might have told the story before. After that happened, after I threw all the plants away, there was undercover cops they sent a fake criminal to try to break in the house, and then we called the cops, and like 15 cop cars or 11 cop cars showed up to investigate the B&E. But
right.
Why is 11 cop cars showing up at my house in 2 minutes after a 911 call? That's, you know what I mean?
Because you're white.
Yeah, because I'm white. Yeah, I can get I call the cops. I could call the cops now and saying I'm being stabbed right now.
And you wouldn't get 11.
I have a better chance of calling the pizza guy to get here
in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
or less.
right.
Yeah, but that guy has your back. That's different.
He does.
And some za.
All right, Patrick Coppolino, somebody in your life who you have cut out and why?
There's one person I've done that.
Yeah?
We were like best friends since like elementary school until recent years. And
what did he do?
He
Do I know this?
I don't know how to word this. Yeah.
You try to bang your chick?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But not just any chick. Is the mother of my child.
Yeah. That's very aggressive. That's an aggressive play by anyone.
And it was the whole thing was weird. The way he went about it.
Yeah.
It seemed very sneaky, and I just could not respect him after that.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
And you're friends with somebody for so long, and you've built up this trust and everything.
Yeah.
And
Bro code, dude.
Yeah, and he had a perfectly good girlfriend at home.
Just
So I don't know
wow.
what the problem was.
Yeah. Just because you were over with her. Come on. That's even beyond bro code, though, isn't it? It's just code. It's just like
it is a code.
decency code.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's my kid's mom, so it's like I don't want my kid growing up and he's still in my life. Hey, he sleeps with your mother.
Call him uncle. Sophie Buddle, our special guest in the studio. Someone you've cut out of your life and why?
So this one was cut out of my life without my consent.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. My mom cut this lizard out of my life.
That's funny. Sorry.
So I had this pet lizard who I loved. His or her name was Celery.
Celery the pet lizard?
We don't know how to sex a lizard.
Okay,
It was just, I picked a unisex name,
Nice.
Celery. And Celery was great. It was a chameleon. Like, he changed colors. She changed her. They were fluid.
Don't mention fluids around Manolis. It takes them in a totally
love that
different direction. Yeah.
And it had like funny hands and stuff, and I loved it. but we had to feed it live crickets. That's what it ate. And my mom got kind of like tired of the live crickets being in our home. So in the night, my mom gave away my lizard.
Oh, no.
One dark evening.
How? To who? Where?
Well, she said she gave it to this place called Little Ray's Reptile Zoo, which is like a place where you have like kids parties and stuff, and they just like they show you like a snake, and then
So
kids
Celery's
are like,
going
"Ooh."
on tour.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. But then we went there, and then obviously it wasn't there. So I was like, "Did you flush my lizard? Like, where did it go?"
So where did it go?
I don't know.
How old were you?
I was 13.
Oh, that's hard, man.
That's not good.
That's
Yeah.
harsh. No wonder you hate Ottawa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, where's my lizard?
Yes. I'm leaving with my lizard, Mom.
Maybe she literally cut him out of your life.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure she flushed him. That's my theory.
Really?
No, I don't think she's
No.
a psychopath.
Have you talked to your mom about that since?
Yeah, she's like, no, I gave it away. And I'm like, to the zoo, and
Okay.
she's like, sure.
Oh.
Sure. She just goes with whatever.
My mom has a lot of secrets.
Oh.
She's a mysterious lady.
Turns out one of the topics in these envelopes is what secrets does your mom have?
Oh.
So that's going to be awesome when we get to
Shoot.
that one. You know, it's funny when you say about because pets and you know, and the old, you know, what happened to the dog, Daddy? And it's like, oh, he went to a farm. and everybody knows going to a farm doesn't mean going to a farm. But we were sitting around it was a Christmas morning, and we were with extended family, and we're all sitting there. And then somebody was telling a story about their pet dog, and then the girl, and she was like, I don't know, 12 or 13 or something. And she said, you know, oh, yeah, and he went to a farm. And then me, being the idiot I am, I go, ha, yeah. Was that farm at the end of a shotgun? Trying to be funny. And then all of a sudden she said, what do you mean? And I'm like, oh, you don't know that going to the farm doesn't mean not going to a farm. It means like probably.
Oh, yeah. Going to a
put down.
farm is the older age version of Santa Claus not being
Yes,
real.
yes. And anyway, so she had a breakdown, and it was Christmas Day that she found out her dog actually didn't go to a farm, all because of me. So
Merry Christmas.
yeah, and that's how I was cut out of their life.
Yeah.
So let's move on and spin the wheel. Another topic du jour. Manolis is all stunned now. He doesn't
I
know
don't
whose
know
turn
whose
it is.
turn it is.
My turn.
It's Patrick.
Do you want me to do it for you,
turn.
Patrick?
Yeah. No, Patrick's going to look at it. He's reaching over. He wants to spin it himself. He's all over this
Two.
one.
The exercise.
It's on 2.
Number two. You're listening to Friday at 4:20. Our special guest, Sophie Buddle. Of course, Patrick Capolino, Manolis Zantanos, always in the room with us when we do this every Friday afternoon. So thank you for dropping in. Your topic, Patrick Capolino, favorite book. This was put in the envelope specifically for Manolis.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we're setting up Manolis' favorite book.
I have an answer.
C spot run.
It's going to be the Bible.
Yeah. I've only read one book
That's got to be your favorite.
from beginning to end. and
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Steve Martin's Born Standing Up.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah.
Steve Martin's sort of like an autobiography.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never read that. He put out a book called Cruel Shoes,
Oh, I don't know. maybe.
which was horrible.
Oh,
I was a
really?
huge Steve Martin fan. And then when
But that was like a novel?
no, it was short stories, but
Oh.
that none of them made sense.
Oh.
Like not at all, not even close. And that's why she wore Cruel Shoes. And I was like, what? Oh, it was the worst book ever. So, but I'd be
But that
interested.
was probably his intention.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, I spent a lot of money on that book. I was not impressed with his intention at all. Manolis, favorite book?
I have 2. Can I have 2?
Oh, okay. I did not see that coming.
Well,
Whoa.
technically I have 3. I like forum magazines. Like I love those stories that women like write into. Like,
Forum, yes.
they're good. They're always good.
They're
It's good for the.
always-
It's
that's
good
good
for the
reading.
good for the fluids.
Good reading.
And when I was in grade 11, for some reason I actually read a book. Like it was the English class, and I read the Chrysalids. I read it from start to finish, and I didn't realize that all you had to do is answer the questions every day. So I had because I read it, I actually knew the answers. It was the first time in my life I felt smart, and all the kids in the class would come to me for answers. I'm like, this is crazy. What
This is
that?
upside down world.
Yeah, it's upside down world.
Yeah.
And that happened for like a month, and that was it. And I went back to not reading, and then
At all.
at all. And then about 30 years later, I think I read Scar Tissue by Anthony Kiedis. He's the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ooh.
And that's a really good book. And that was the first time I read a book. That was the first time I went to bed to read a book.
There's a lot of pictures in it.
Yeah, there's like 20 in the middle. That's it.
He's counted. He knows exactly how many pictures there are.
So many crazy stories.
Some great stories, eh?
Yeah, amazing stories. That
Okay.
guy's lived an amazing life. I recommend that. You don't even have to be a fan to read Scar Tissue by Anthony Kiedis. I'm a big Chili Peppers fan too, though.
I am too.
Yeah.
With that, yeah, that makes it way more interesting if you're a fan of a band, right? I mean, you can read along and you're like going, you know the songs he's referring to when he talks about songs in the early days or whatever. I mean, you have to kind of be a fan.
He hung out with, he was like 12 years old and he was hanging out with Keith Moon. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
pretty cool.
Like his dad would sell drugs. His dad didn't have a babysitter. His dad just brought Anthony to like the bar when he was 12 years old. And his dad was the guy that everybody bought drugs off of. And Keith Moon said to him when he was 12, because he was buying drugs off his dad, he goes, I don't know what you're doing here, but I'm glad you're here, man. I'm like that's so amazing. He doesn't even know he's gonna be. He doesn't even know he's like gonna be Anthony Kiedis from the Real Life Children. He's a kid.
He's just a kid.
His dad got him laid when he was like 12 or 13, just so he thought it would help him, give him an edge. So when he got into high school, he knew what he was doing. So he got one of his girlfriends, that's like probably in her 30s, to bang
to have sex with him.
To have sex with him. He got babysat by Cher.
Is babysat like a sex move?
Yeah, it was. He said he slept in the bed with, like, she went to bed, like he slept. He was friends with was it Sonny Bono?
Yeah.
He became friends with Sonny Bono. Sonny Bono's girlfriend used to be Anthony Kiedis' dad's ex-girlfriend, and he used Sonny Bono's address so he could go to a better school, and he became friends with him. And then he got babysat by Sonny Bono, and one day he couldn't do it, so Cher did it, and he slept over, and he ended up sleeping in bed with Cher. She was naked.
You have done a great job of making me want to read this book now, because I definitely want to read this book.
There's so much more, dude.
That is crazy. I think also Anthony Kiedis' dad should write a book. Because apparently he was pretty messed up.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Sophie Buddle, our special guest in the studio, favorite book?
Yeah, so I'm reading Elephant Bucks right now, which is really good, which is just about like how to write for TV and stuff.
Oh, nice.
But I was just at home and I saw my favorite book from when I was in high school. It's called Death by Bikini. It's a scary book where this girl gets killed and they find her with like a bikini like stuffed in her mouth.
Oh.
And I was like,
I like that.
Yeah, I was like 14 when I read it. And like thinking back, like there's some kinky shit in that book.
Oh, yeah.
Like I don't know why I was allowed to read it, but it was my favorite. Like it was like really scary and really dirty.
And you shouldn't have been allowed to read it, but...
Yeah, I feel like
What's it
Manolis
called?
would love it. Death by Bikini.
I think it's gonna be.
Gonna put it on his reading list.
I think I'm gonna start reading again.
Have someone read it to you at bedtime.
A little late for the summer reading list, but we'll get it on the list, John, nonetheless.
There's ghost writers. I want a ghost reader. That's what I want.
They also sell audiobooks now, Manolis. Somebody to read it to you.
That's close enough.
That's perfect. All right. Excellent. Whose turn is it to spin the wheel? I think we're back to you, Sophie.
Back to
Your
me.
turn to spin the wheel.
Oh, it's on 2 again. Should I spin again?
You should spin again. We're going to keep spinning until we get an envelope.
4.
We haven't opened. Number 4. We haven't opened number 4 yet. Death by Bikini. Manolis, if you're writing that down.
Death by Bikini.
Yes.
It's already burns into my brain.
Sophie, cooking dinner for a friend. What would you make? What's your go-to meal? What can you make?
What can I
Are
make?
you a cook? Are you a chef? Are you good?
I can make some simple things. I would make like a stir fry. I have a cast iron skillet now.
Oh,
My dad got me one.
nice.
And then I was like, that's pretty cool. Then my dad got me that. But then he threw out all my regular skillets.
Oh.
And like using a cast iron one is like a full-time job.
It is.
You have to do so many
You gotta
things.
care for it, right? You can't just wash it normally.
Well, yeah, so I don't really know the rules. So like I don't wash it or anything because like I don't want to ruin it. So
Everything
it's like
last time.
kind of nasty, but I
Yeah.
like use it because that's all I have now.
Well, you think about it, it's kind of like a barbecue grill, though. I mean, a lot of people, we don't really clean a barbecue grill. We just cook on it over
Right,
and over
but it's
again.
just I also don't barbecue, so I don't know how to use it.
Okay.
But something in there.
So a stir fry in a well-used skillet.
Well used. Yeah, I would describe it that way.
That sounds delicious. Manolis is getting hungry already.
So what was the question?
Well, the question is, you're cooking dinner for a friend.
Oh, okay, that's it.
Your determination of what a friend means.
Okay.
What would you make?
What do I make a friend?
You cook a dinner to impress.
Okay. I would I have tons of olive oil from Greece at my house because my dad gets it mailed.
So just like a cup of olive oil.
Yeah, I just put that in a cup and say, "Drink this," and then I mix it with wine. My dad has this red wine that he makes that it's not probably that.
My grandpa makes red wine too.
Yeah,
and then he makes us drink it, and then he doesn't drink. He drinks like good wine while we drink his shitty wine that he made.
If I drink his wine, I go blind in one eye for like a half an hour. So
The good eye or the bad eye?
the good eye.
Okay.
The bad eye gets stronger.
So far, you've got olive oil and a little red wine.
So I'll put olive oil on like some bread and I'll toast it, and then I'll put some like oregano on it and cut some tomatoes. And I've done that for you actually.
It's like
Like a
I was just going to
bruschetta?
say that.
Like a bruschetta?
I've been at
Yeah.
his place and he goes upstairs to make food. He comes down. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like, it's just like, bread, tomato, cheese, and then soaked in olive oil and black pepper. It's really good.
It's amazing.
That sounds
It's
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I've won awards.
If if you need to heat it up, Sophie has a skillet available. Doesn't need to do any work.
Also, a lot of oil on my skillet.
See, it's already pre-oiled.
Yeah.
Patrick Capolino, what's your go-to? What are you going to impress me with
I like
at the dinner table?
I like cooking for people, but I always offer to make food.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah, he hates it because it
Tell
takes
him.
too long.
Yeah.
He's going, is it going to be ready or are you going to make it all fancy?
It's like, let's get somebody. It's like, oh, how about I make something? I'm like, no. I don't. And I go, no. I don't want to die. I don't want to wait 3 hours because you got to make this fancy dancy meal, and then he's got to take his fancy pictures before I can eat it.
Instagramation, Instagramification.
Yeah. At one point, he was selling. He was making a bunch of. He was selling. People were coming to his house to buy pasta.
Yeah, like I was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And people were coming.
Yes.
He was selling like you were like
What were you selling?
I was making all kinds of pasta dishes and selling them.
and just
By posting them online, people would come buy them.
People
I'd
at his
buy
house.
pasta dish.
People show up and buy a bunch of pasta and leave.
Holy
It
man.
looks so sketchy. You think like we got caught. It's like, where's the drugs? No, I'm selling pasta. Sure, you're selling pasta.
Sure.
No, I'm really actually selling pasta. I'm an idiot.
Well, we know you're with this guy. He used to have a grow up. There's no way this is pasta.
Yeah, exactly. What's in the pasta? Oh, it's actually pasta. I don't even know what's in pasta. I don't know more
flour
cooking.
and egg.
No more cooking.
Did you make homemade pasta?
Yeah.
Really? So right from scratch you took that thing?
Well, yeah, not all the dishes, like
Yeah.
certain, because people would tell me what they wanted. But yeah, I make like spaghetti and
You still take orders?
fettuccine. And, yeah,
Yeah?
I'll make
One
you
time-
something.
All
one
right.
time you
Next
made
time we
pizza.
record, I'll
Because I'm willing to wait for good food, unlike Manolis.
Oh, one time he was making pizza. I waited 42 days.
I had to wait for the dough to rise.
Yeah.
chickens had to
Nah.
lay the eggs.
Yeah, exactly. It takes a while. Good food takes a while, Manolis.
Right.
You grew up in a fast food world, man.
I know.
Get yourself out of it.
Yeah, you grew up in an olive bread world.
Yes.
Yeah, toast it for 20 seconds and I'm done. What do you?
I'm offering him like a nice home cooked meal. He's like, "Look, can we just go to McDonald's, dude?"
Anything. Go to Subway. I don't care what it is.
I just as long as it's fast.
I don't want to wait hours for your food, dude. It's not that great.
Manolis, we can't wait for you to spin that wheel. You're listening to Friday at 420. Our special guest, Sophie Buddle. We have Manolis Santanos, Patrick Capolino. I'm Mike Neighbors, the ambassador of funny, and we appreciate you dropping in. And Manolis is now working the wheel.
Is it four? Is there a four already done?
Yeah, we just did four.
5. How about 5?
How about 5? We're just working it now. It doesn't matter at this point. We've got this. Okay, Manolis, recommend a TV show.
Oh, okay.
Okay, one TV show. You gotta. I'm. It's like one of those things on Facebook. It's like, hey, anybody see anything good lately? You recommend me a TV show.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, dude, really? That's
Yeah.
like right in the heart for me, man.
Oh, really?
I'm a radio guy.
Okay.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not.
I
But it's
love WKRP in Cincinnati.
Do you know WKRP in Cincinnati?
Yeah, that's how Frasier started, right? Wasn't Frasier like a
It was
spin-off of
similar.
that?
So it was similar. It wasn't.
No.
It was spun
No?
from
Spin-off of
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, okay.
WKRP went back way back in the 70s.
78.
Was
Howard
Cheers a
Hessman
spin-off of that show?
No, no.
There's-
But
no.
you're trying. It's a good effort.
No, but the Keg is a spin-off of Cheers.
Keg, the
as well.
restaurant?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like it's such an
Or no,
underdog.
Kelsey's.
It's almost like what we are. Like, but it was like the only rock and roll station on the AM. So everybody was on. All rock and roll stations were on FM. WKRP in Cincinnati changed the format and became a rock and roll station from soft listening, but they were on AM. So they're competing with FM from AM.
But it's a sitcom, right? Like
yeah.
It's on TV. Yeah.
But
okay,
the
cool.
concept, they're a rock and roll radio station, and there's Andy Travis, Herb
Yes.
Tarlick, Les Nessman.
Yes. All
Les
of the
Nessman with
greats.
the Buckeye News Hawk Awards.
Yes. So
Yeah,
you really are a fan, eh?
He'd do helicopter reports like traffic, but the station couldn't afford a helicopter, so he'd do this with his chest.
Oh my God,
As he was
that's so
doing the
funny.
traffic.
He's talking about the traffic and do that, and Jennifer Bailey Quarters. Oh my God, Bailey
yes.
Quarters, right?
She's living in Nova Scotia now. Listen, you know what? It's funny because I did traffic for like 17 years on radio stations in Hamilton, and that's what people go, "What do you do?" I go, "I work on the radio." "Oh, what do you do?" "I'm a traffic reporter," and then they go, "Oh, do you do that?" And that's what I would get is the beating on the chest.
I got in trouble. I was talking to the vice principal, and he told me I did something stupid. I wrote on someone's book in liquid paper, and he said to me, "Okay." I didn't think it was a big deal. He goes, "Okay, you have two choices. You can stay after school for 20 minutes, like for detention,
Right.
or I can give you the strap. Your choice." And I go like this. I go, "I would like the strap, please." And he
Daddy.
yeah, right. And he's like, "What? What do you mean? Why do you want the strap?" I go, "Because if I stay after school for 20 minutes, I'm gonna miss. I like to go home and I like to watch WKRP." I said this to him. I was like, "And if I stay for detention, I'm gonna miss WKRP. I want to go on. I just want to go home and watch WKRP. So could I please have the strap?" He couldn't believe that I said it to him. He couldn't believe that I wasn't being smart. He's like, "This guy loves WKRP."
Like nobody's business.
Nobody and this is the crazy part. He wouldn't give me the strap.
Yeah.
I had to go to detention. I didn't. So I had no choice.
Right. That was just, you're
bull.
bitter. You're still bitter.
Yeah. Well,
Patrick Coppolino, recommend a TV show.
I don't know.
Yeah?
I hate to be like obvious, but like Sopranos and Breaking Bad are like
Those are
my
the two top of the heap.
go-to.
Watch
But
them
I'd
over.
say-
Can you watch those over again?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's why. I would
No
recommend-
problem.
Those are the only two shows right now that I could rewatch.
That you could watch over again?
Yeah.
Start to finish?
Actually, and then comedies like Arrested Development.
Arrested
stuff like
Development
that.
was an excellent show.
Yeah.
It was a very funny show.
Yeah.
Sophie Buddle?
Okay, so there's one that I would actually like to recommend, and then there's my favorite show that's on TV.
Okay, sure.
So I want to recommend Who is America, the new Sacha Baron
I
Cohen
watched
show.
the first 4 episodes of that. It was
Yeah, I think there's only
outstanding.
4 out
Is there
so
4
far.
out? Okay.
Is
Yeah.
it on Netflix?
It's on Crave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's
so good.
like Borat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the Borat guy, but he has 4 new characters. Yeah, it's solid. Like it's like the Ali G show if
Oh,
you ever
cool.
watch that, but it's with his new characters.
And he's
Oh, boy.
exposing moronic American politicians.
So
It
he
is
has
beautiful, man.
He has this one guy that's one of his characters. He's kind of like Steve Bannon type. Like he's like a radio alt-right kind of guy, and it's like the ad for it comes up and it's like library spelled lie, and then it switches to Truthbrary. And that's the name.
Truthbrary.org.
That's the name of his show. It's Truthbrary.
Truthbrary. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
it's super good. And then he's like, he talks to these like Republicans, and then he's like, I don't remember if. No. So there's this other one where he's a Israeli.
He's a former Israeli Mossad agent,
Yeah,
right?
but he's
So-
like, he keeps saying like, when I was in
security guy.
Mossad, I mean, not in Mossad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, not supposed to reveal that.
Yeah, but then there was this one guy that came on that was like super pro gun, and he made some like a side joke about like, yeah, but it's not rape if it's your wife, right? And then the guy was like, this part's not going to be on TV, right? And he's like, no. And then the guy's like, yeah, totally. And then they like high five.
And then he puts it on TV.
Yeah, it's wild. It's some wild shit. And so many politicians are getting in trouble for
Yes.
getting tricked by this show.
Yeah.
And it's like solid. Like it's really good. But
Who is America is the show that
Who
you're
is
talking
America?
about.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on
And-
Crave.
Yep.
And it's also on TV, I think, on Sundays.
And your favorite show?
My favorite show is Bachelor in Paradise. And
Oh,
have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
You had a cowboy hat on a minute ago.
I did have a
and
cowboy
you watched
hat on.
Bachelor in
I
Paradise.
You know what, Sophie? I have 2 daughters.
Oh,
and
okay.
we are Bachelor in Paradise
No,
fans.
I respect you a lot.
Yeah, well,
Like,
thank
it's
you.
my favorite show.
It's awesome.
So
it's so bad.
It's like it's all the rejects from The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. They get put on this but on this island, and at the end of every week, if you're not in a relationship, you get kicked off the island. So everybody's just like fucking each other and like scrambling to find someone to fuck them, and like they introduce new people onto the show, and
Yep.
there's like, because everybody has been dumped on TV before, everyone's really raw and doesn't want to get dumped again because it's
Yeah.
embarrassing, and they all also. because they're all kind of like real people. When they were on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, that was the first time that they had like seen themselves on camera. And then so when the season came out, they were all like, oh my God, do I talk like that? And the other one is like, oh my God, I'm so low energy. So in this show, they try to like compensate for that. Yeah. So there's this really quiet guy that's like, I'm actually really energetic. He's already been kicked off. But like, it's like everybody's trying to right the wrongs that they've done when they were dating The Bachelor.
And it sounds like the kind of place Manolis would love to visit.
Manolis would flourish on this
island. Am I allowed to go?
There's sex. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm there, dude.
There's sex. And like, I was just talking to some of my boyfriend's girlfriends about the show. And then I was like, yeah, like my boyfriend thinks that this person is kind of fake. And they're like, wait, he watches it with you? Oh. And I was like, yes, I'm very lucky. Thank you. But then we were talking about how lucky I am that my boyfriend watches this with me. But it's literally just the hottest girls running around in bikinis for an hour. And then I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much for watching this with me. Like, you're so sweet.
You're killing me, honey.
Yeah, exactly. It's like watching Miss America. Like,
well, you know what's funny? My wife does not watch it, but I watch it with my 2 daughters.
That does not surprise me.
I'll let you decide why I'm watching it. Listen, we don't have time for any more topics. Boom. Just like that. Another Friday at 4:20 in the can. Sophie Buddle, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
We'll encourage everybody to make sure they get out and see you next time you're coming through our area, because you do hail from Vancouver. But the next time you're coming through, we're going to get you a really great Hamilton crowd, okay?
Thank you.
You won't even have to work for it. You just have to walk out and go, I'm Sophie. And they're going to go, oh my God, Sophie.
Do you have anything like to tell people where to find you or anything? Like,
Hey, follow you on social media?
Yeah, sure. My Instagram is SophBuds and my Twitter is Sophie Buddle.
Sophie Buddle is the Twitter. SophBuds is the Instagram. Please follow Sophie Buddle. Thank you so much. Manolis Antanos, Patrick Coppolino.
Thank you.
As usual, I've been paid to hang out with you. Hey, everybody. We appreciate you dropping in on Funny 820. Friday at 4:20. We'll be back in 7 days' time. Until then, you can go to funny820.com and check out our previous episodes. And until we get a chance to talk again, have an awesome weekend.